Good evening, everybody. This is JPico Death checking in for another cooking video. Tonight we're going to be making something that I enjoy making for my kids. This is a variant on a macaroni and cheese. The truth is, at some point along the way we found out that by making a few changes to my mac and cheese recipe, we in fact can have something that resembles something like Hamburger Helper a little more closely. So we call it a Cheeseburger Mac, and that's what we're going to cook today. So to start the thing off, we have a pot of noodles over here boiling. Today we're using rotinis because they hold the sauce really well. And we're going to brown off a pound of ground meat. This is beef. The mix is an 90-10 mix, and when we season it, we're going to get it done with salt and pepper and onion and garlic. And we want the flavor when we're done with it to be a little stronger on onion, but we'll get to all that in a minute. So we're going to brown this meat off, and I'll be back to see you guys soon. Okay, our beef is browned off and it's all done and drained and happy. Our pasta is boiled and ready as well. As I said, we are using rotinis today. They're going to hold the sauce really well. I didn't think it was up to me to have to tell you guys how to boil pasta, so you guys need to do that to whatever you prefer regionally. In my pan here, we do have 2 tablespoons of butter that we are going to add to approximately 2 tablespoons of flour to, and we're going to make ourselves a roux in order to start the base of our cheese sauce. Basically there's going to be a divergence up ahead of how where this recipe goes, for where you could turn it one direction and keep it straight mac and cheese, and if we go the other way, then we're going to kind of make it into the opposite. But we do need a good strong roux in order to support this cheese sauce, so that is important up front. And we're going to let this roux cook for just a couple of minutes. And then we have saved apart from our pasta water, we have saved out 2 cups of pasta water. And we've added to it 1 cup of milk. And we're going to use this as our sauce. We may not use it all today. We'll see how we choose to do it. But we will be back after this roux has had a few minutes to cook. Alright, so our roux is cooked for a few minutes, and we're getting a little bit nutty, smelling a little bit nutty. We're going to slowly start integrating this water and milk mixture. Ouch, avoid the steam. And we're going to get this mixed through and integrated kind of quickly. The hope is that before we add too much liquid, we get all these little morsels of flour broken up and worked through. And if you do it wrong, you can end up with kind of a lumpy sauce that has very little power to hold the sauce, because that's what we're doing right now, is we're giving the cheese the building blocks to be able to melt into the sauce and not fall apart, not be a gritty mess. This is how it gets to be velvety and smooth. So I think for the now we are going to integrate about 2/3, 3/4 of our liquid probably that we saved out. Like I said, we have 2 cups of the pasta water and 1 cup milk. I have in the past made it 1 cup and 1 cup for this recipe as well, but I think that we're going to be okay on this. We're going to bring this up to a boil. But here we are again with this this flat whisk that Ritten likes so much. And then we can start integrating. We've got 2 cups of a mild cheddar cheese. We have hand grated. I'm going to start melting this in here. And because we've given it such solid foundations, the cheese, as it melts, is going to just adhere to all the different proteins in there, and it's going to melt down and be nice and smooth. So this is actually it's just a whole pound, I'm sorry, a half pound of the sharp cheese. And once this gets mixed in, we are going to get the tomato sauce in. So I'm going to work with this for just a second, and I will be back when we are ready for the next step. Okay, so we have our cheese fully integrated. It is velvety, smooth, and awesome. We are going to add into it just a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, however you prefer to say it. Everybody says it differently. And now we're going to slowly drizzle in. We have an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce that we're going to integrate. And let's see if we can get all this in the pot. And once again, by making a solid roux, we have great building blocks for this sauce, and it's going to hold all of this together. If you have a weak roux, then you're going to see that the cheese, at this point, you're going to start seeing where the separation between the spaghetti sauce, excuse me, the tomato sauce, and the cheese is. You'll be able to see that it's real kind of gritty, grainy. But this is what we are looking for right here. I'm going to get a quick taste on this. We're definitely going to need some salt and pepper. I would say this is to taste, although it's probably about a teaspoon there, maybe 2 teaspoons, I don't know. It's a whole pot full of food. I'm going to get that mixed through, and then we're going to get some fresh pepper in. And then next comes our pasta. Once again, the rotinis that we've prepared earlier are going to join us in the pot. These noodles are unwashed. I did not rinse them off after they were done. By doing so, you actually rinse off the little bits of starch that are left on them, and they no longer hold the sauce quite as well as they could or should. So we have these rotinis mixed through. Once again, we're going to let them soak up all the sauce. All these ridges, these folds are really good for keeping hold of that stuff. And then the last thing is we bring back our ground beef and get it mixed through. So here is your cheesy, what are you calling it? A Cheeseburger Mac. That's what my kids have decided to call it, although in this case it's rotinis, not macaroni. But this is very much a home-cooked style of hamburger helper, essentially. Except we've done it all in-house, and it's very good ingredients, and you don't have to worry about all the junk they put into the box. Today we're going to be serving this with some steamed vegetables and some warm bread, just bread and butter, and it's essentially done. But as before, we wanted to talk a little bit about the playlist. Vault Girl and I have been working for over a year now. Get some of these videos together, getting our friends together. Gamers and Geeks have come up with more than 150 recipes to share from around the globe, so thank you all for that. I do encourage you to get on board, share your food with us, share what makes you happy, and we want to see your recipes. So find a way to get them to either myself or to Vault Girl. I think we will get a picture of a plate here in a minute, but other than that, happy eating. See you next time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be our final plate. That's what we're going to be eating tonight. We got some nice crusty bread. We're going to eat it with butter, and we got some steamed vegetables, and then of course the pasta. Now, if you had wanted to keep this as a straight mac and cheese, I would have recommended, instead of going the tomato route, that you add some more cheese to your sauce, and then from there it's going to be very cheesy for your mac, and you're in business. You can serve it with any kind of extra meat if you feel the need for it. Ham, hot dogs if you're trying to appease typically children, but who's judging? So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.